Yes, it's the early AM of Sunday morning here at Spectrum Stadium where the Central Florida Golden Knights ran over, around, under, and through the Cincinnati Bearcats 38-13 in what was the real matchup, I think, in college football of the day. Central Florida, after their first drive, was never really threatened. That first drive gave Cincinnati some momentum for a few minutes as Malik Clement had a blindside sack on quarterback Mackenzie Milton at the goal line. Kamadi Fitz recovered in the end zone. Extra point, no good. Cincinnati took a quick 6-0 lead. It wouldn't last long, though, because, quite frankly, there was a speed issue out here tonight for the Bearcats. It was totally in favor of the Central Florida Golden Knights. We know they have a myriad of weapons at wide receiver and running back, and we saw Adrian Killens kill it, quite frankly, on a couple of plays. He had two touchdown catches, actually had four receptions for 82 yards to lead Central Florida. Mackenzie Milton, his usually great self, 13 of 25, 268 yards and 3 touchdowns as the Golden Knights pull away here in what was really a scintillating win, a win that puts them back here in 2 weeks. To play another American Athletic Conference championship game. For them, I think they're still suffering from the fact that they're not going to get a berth in the BCS National Championship. It's not earmarked for Group of 5. It's one of the most ridiculous things in sports. It's one of the most ridiculous things in college football history. But how do you go about it? Really, you can't. You just have to take your program day by day and go forward, and that's what Coach Josh Heupel and these Knights have done to roll to 11-0 and to win 23 games in a row. This story is unbelievable, and I think it's something that'll go down in the history of college football, especially if they don't get a shot to play, say, in Alabama in the first round, and they go out again as a de facto national champion like we saw last year. The Knights got the lead after Mackenzie Milton scored on a 3-yard touchdown run. He came back. He had touchdown passes to Trey Nixon and Killens. I think Trey Nixon is unbelievable. He had a drop. This shows the resiliency of the Central Florida team. He had a drop pass. He comes back, makes that 37-yard catch, and atones for it. You have to love that. You have to respect that. If you're on any team, Central Florida or otherwise, that's a definition of the football team, the resiliency. The way they have peaked, and they're moving this program upward. It's unbelievable out here in Eastern Orlando. The Knights' defense was unbelievable. Cincinnati comes in with a really good two-headed rushing attack with Desmond Ridder and Michael Warren. They did some damage on the ground. We knew they would. I think they do that to everybody. They're a good team. They came in here with 1 loss. But UCF was able to use its passing game, use Mackenzie Milton, and his just own target throws, his leadership, and roll to the win. I want to talk about Titus Davis. Titus Davis tonight, I hope this gets on Sports Center and some other entities. Titus Davis had 3 quarterback sacks, he had 4 tackles for loss, and he had a forced fumble. He was unbelievable, and that was a big key as the Bearcats could not block the UCF front. They were just more physical, and they were faster. They were quicker in those gaps, in the offensive line and on defense. Now the Golden Knights go south for the war on I-4, where they battle the South Florida Bulls at 4:15 Friday. The Bulls are going to come in licking their wounds. They've lost 4 in a row. They had a 17-point lead today at halftime, 17-0 at Temple. They lose 27-17, and like we're saying, the injuries have killed this team. And what looked like it could be 2 undefeated teams playing at the Raymond James Stadium, just 4 weeks ago. Well, the Knights, I'm sorry, the UCF Knights rolled here once again over the Cincinnati Bearcats, 38-13. If you're on the BCS committee and you're watching, put the UCF Knights in the playoffs.